Come on, you good time people, while I have money to spend. Tomorrow might be Monday, and I neither have a dollar nor
Alright
a
guys,
friend.
so here we are. It's time to move on from tires. So we can't really work on the rear tires on the truck until we get the truck out of here, because I don't really have enough room at the back of the truck to work on it. The shop is not that big, and so we're kind of waiting on warm weather so we can push the truck out of the shop and then work on it outside. Problem is, once it's out of the shop, it can't come back in with those tires because the truck ends up being too tall to come back in the garage. So we got to be pretty sure about a lot of things, and then the tires will be the last thing as it goes out the door. Anyway, we can work on the seats. So here are the, looks to be original seats. This is not the original covering. I think this is an old carpet, an old floor rug, you know, that somebody just repurposed. So all the original springs are in there, the ties, everything is there. It's all kind of sitting in the right places. The wood appears to be all original. I'm judging by this soft turn here that this is the the passenger side. Tough to see when it's flipped over because this fabric is so thick. But anyway, we're gonna strip this fabric off, see what we got. I can see that this is completely, the original padding inside is horsehair. As it often was back in the day. Who knows, maybe we find the odd mouse in there. You know, I'm not doubting we'll find some stuff in here. Mouse crap, dust, you know, stuff galore. So anyway, we're gonna pull these nails all off, strip this off. I tried it in the truck because I was curious, you know, how much padding we would need to add, take away, etc. Obviously it's pretty flat, so we don't need to take anything away. But I sat on it and it feels to be like about just the perfect height. So I think what we should do is kind of take a measure from the high end here and decide that that's going to be our resting height for this. I have some foam here. It's just some leftover stuff that Kim had that we're going to see if we can use inside here. I don't know a whole lot about recovering stuff. It's not really my area of expertise. Kim is much better at it than I am, but you know, I thought, well, I'll give it a try. What the heck? I mean, Kim's pretty good, but I don't like to leave a whole bunch of stuff on her either. So, where are we at here? Yeah. So let's. You know what I got? Oh, here's what I wanted to show you guys. So I got some. I did order some fake black leatherettes or whatever, but what I did have at the shop is some original seat covers for some. So I, well, you know what I do for a living. It's not upholstery, obviously, but I work in a place where we would use slip covers like this to recover some seats in restaurants. It just so happened that the wrong seat covers got ordered for a job, and these were hanging around the shop, and they couldn't be returned. Once they're ordered, they can't be returned. And it ended up that all the seats that were this size have all been, they're all gone. Basically they're defunct. They are, Renaults came and gone, and these chairs that these would have went on, they're no more. They're not in the future plans. So I have 4 of these covers, and they're not really the color that I wanted, but they are thick material. And so, and believe it or not, I slipped one over this seat, and it was perfect. Now, when does that ever happen, right? It actually fit perfect. So I think with a little bit of foam, these slip covers, I'm gonna try it out and see how that works. I say it's not quite the perfect color, but you know, beggars can't be choosers, right? So let's see what we can do about pulling some nails out now. I used to have a nail puller, you know, the little fork type that went in there, but I don't have it now. I don't know where it went to. So we'll try to pull some nails out without damaging any wood. where to start is a good question. I think I'm mostly probably just going to rip fabric and then pull nails after the fabric's ripped off. Is there an easier way? Sure there is. You guys know there's probably an easier way. Why don't you tell me what it is? That's not it, obviously. Something like this maybe. Probably those. There goes one. Don't really need to rush the job either, do I? It's not like it's I only got an hour to do this. Yeah, they're coming out okay. Let me just work my way around here, guys. And do you guys want to watch me pull these nails out? I can't imagine it. Weather's been changing around here. It's turning beautiful finally. We're getting some really nice spring weather. And who wouldn't want that? We had some nasty wind and cold temperatures a couple weeks ago, but it seems to have turned around for us. So the snow appears to be all gone. That being said, it'll probably return now, won't it? Yeah, that's working pretty good, I think. Just some wee little nails. Let's let me get this off and then turn you back on once I've got this off. We can have a look at what we've got. Okay, there is the carpet or whatever this was. I haven't flipped this over yet. I got a lot of nails to pull out, but I'm seeing remnants of the old seat. So maybe they just took this and wrapped this around the old seat. So let's see what we got. Anything down there? No bugs. Nope, but we do have a seat. Huh, is that what it looked like? Anybody know? Did it have all these little buttons? I'm willing to guess probably it did. Wow. Isn't that something? Whew. I'm getting dirtier just moving stuff around. Holy cow. Do we just remove this? I kind of feel like we should remove it. I don't even know, guys. I don't know what to say. It's holding it on, not much. Let's just see if we can pull this off here. Not much holding it on. Yeah, that was obviously the corner, the rounded corner, right? And that's fairly square. So this goes in the middle between the passenger and the driver. I feel like I should be wearing a mask. My goodness. A lot of crap coming out of here. Oh, man. Oh, there's so much dirt in that thing. Holy cow. Okay. The dust. Incredible. There you go. I'm not going to throw it on the floor. I'm going to set it somewhere, but what do you guys think? Is that the original? It's got to be, right? It's got to be the original material. Leather, full horsehair. Basically just a pad. I don't know. It must have wrapped around at some point, right? Like wrapped right around. Wouldn't have just been like that. So there would have been material, I guess. It came all the way around, probably. Let's get that out of the way. Wow. This needs to be taken outside and just blown off. What is this? A tag of some kind. There was a tag on here. The wire is kind of, whatever. The springs are all there, which is great. It's not bad. It's pretty well bent back into shape, I think. blow it all off, I think. What do you think? Let's see what we can do about getting some foam on there. No writing of any kind. I don't see anything. I know I gotta pull out a lot of nails, but yeah, no writing. Anything on this carpet? Nothing there. Nothing there, but not the prettiest, obviously. That also we're gonna just delicately move aside. All right. Let me get this tidied up, and I'm gonna blow this off outside, kind of. So we're gonna work sort of with some clean stuff. So let me just shut you off for a second and tidy up a bit. Okay, so we got all the nails out. I don't really know where to start here. I mean, this is the bottom. Do I cut this flush all the way around? It should have a siding, but it shouldn't be this thick. So maybe if I leave a slight little edge, right? A slight edge? Let's leave a slight edge on this whole thing. You can always cut it smaller if I have to. And then the side would be a thinner material of foam, right? You wouldn't go with this thickness on the side. You don't need it. You just need protection from stuff here. So let's leave a wee bit, like that much. Whatever that much is, about 1 inch, all the way around. And then I can put a piece, basically just kind of run it all the way around once I've got the cover on. Yeah, I think that makes sense. So, you know what would work good? So I had an electric knife. I think I might have an electric knife. Let me go look for one. Hold on a second. Okay. You know, whatever. If I screw it up, I'll buy more foam. No problem. Let's go with that. Let's go with that plan. Now that works good. Over there. I'll round this off a bit. Try not to cut the cord while I'm doing it, huh? Be a good idea. Okay, so we got there. That translates into this. Seems about right. Right? Right.
Here's our cover. Okay, which is the... We're gonna go with this. Maybe this one? The long side at the back. Because originally on these seat cushions, the backs were much longer than the fronts. So, let's see how we get. That turns into...
All right, we're back. It's Friday night. We've had a hiatus due to exhaustion. Too tired to work anymore. So Dad's gonna finish up some painting here. A little bit of paint. We're gonna take I put the tie rods on before. Sorry, tie rod and drag link. Gonna take it back off. He's gonna paint those. Gonna paint the other stuff under there. Finish all that up. We haven't decided yet what we're going to do about the frame rails, whether we're going to leave them red, which would mean repainting them red so they're freshened up, or black. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Should we just do it all black and just leave the wheels with a bit of trim red? Not too sure. He's going to work on that. That's going to keep him busy for the better part of probably 2 hours. And I am going to go and do another cushion. You guys saw me do some work on a cushion. That's how it ended up. You know, I'm not even an amateur upholsterer. I'm kind of a pretender to upholstery. So luckily we had some slip covers that went over that. So I think it turned out reasonable. You know, it looks like a seat cushion. So we'll make another one just like that one. We'll kind of put you guys on the stand. You can watch me struggle with that one too, as if you haven't seen enough seat cushions worked on here already. But yeah, we'll maybe kind of skip around. All right, that's what we got here. These springs are pretty messed up in this one. So rip this carpeting off here. See, we got, I don't know what I'm gonna be able to fix here. And see, we got a good solid line of springs there. We got 4 there. We sort of got 4 over here. We got 4 there. There's a few odds and ends of springs thrown in here for good measure. I don't know. We'll see what we get. Take this rug off here and see what we end up with. All right, we got the carpet loosen up. See what we got under here. Let's look for rats. Nope. Perfect. Well, you know what? We got the same seat there as, it was there. It's no longer there. Herman's wearing it as a diaper now. It's right down there. Same seat as that one. So that's going to have been the original seat. And they did away with the side padding or the whatever. So take this off. It's getting full of horsehair. You've seen the other one, the last one. So, oh boy, this is going to take a little bit of work, this one. See if we can get this sorted out somehow. I don't remember this stuff in here before. Whatever. See what we get. Let's get this off here and get this blown off and see what we can get. Right. That's where we got to. Herman is all in blue today. Aren't you going to say something?
Hello there.
So it looks a lot better once we got so here's the main wrap that goes around the top. Got that off there. We got to pull that off there so we can adjust these springs. So this would have been the driver's side. It's sacked down pretty good. So we're just stretching these springs back out and kind of leveling everything off again. And then we'll tie everything back together with wire or zip ties. Probably leaning towards zip ties. Bend everything back, straighten everything up, and then put the a round piece of wire back around it again before we carry on. But may as well start at the base and get that sorted out first before we move on. Everything else is pretty decent. All the nails pulled out. But yeah, it's not too bad. Just putting some stuff back together. Dad painted those drag link and the steering arm there. Painted that the other day. Just put that back together. Clean these guys up so that they oil properly. Oil goes in here. It's an oil point. To there. Comes out here. Same with these guys. So, ready to go back in. Back to the seats. I showed that to you, the other one. Here's the other one, the second one we're working on. It's just so filthy. I mean, I'd love to keep it just so I could say I still had a, 100-year-old seat kicking around, but it is so mouse shit infested and full of dirt. I just can't keep it around, but, pretty sure that was the original. Some kind of leather, I guess, or almost doesn't even feel like leather, but pretty sure it is. Got that button tufting in that design. Yeah, it's too bad I can't save it, but there's really nothing to save. Anyway. Okay, so unlike the last one, which everything was basically intact, nothing was intact here, and straightened everything up, stretched the strings back out, bent them all back straight, so got something to work with at least. Kind of blew all the mouse crap and everything out of it. Let's fix that. Sorry about the ears. Hey, listen, all you professional upholsterers or amateur upholsterers, because I'm not even an amateur upholsterer, please don't yell at your screen. I'm doing my best. I'm just gonna see what I can do. I think what I'm gonna do is use these zip ties, and I know most people probably would use wire or whatever. I'm gonna, this is all nice and straightened out here now. It's the rounded end at the front and the rounded contour at the front here, which I believe is the front. Makes sense, it's the front. Let's first let's just tie that together, right? How's that sound? Something like this. All right, I got it all tied off this way, it's all tied. I'm just kind of going through, just snugging things up here and there, making sure everything is square. If it needs to come over, I kind of drag it over a little bit. There we go. And basically, you kind of got pretty good. Basically, you got one solid unit once it's tied together, right? That's how it works, huh? Just kind of here and there. It's all good. Yeah, liking that. All right. Let me clip these off and I'll get you back as soon as I'm done that. All right, that's it. I mean, that's just simulating what they would have done with the wire and kind of how they had it, except most of the wires are broke or rewound with baling wire or whatever. But there you go, it's all one solid unit. So next is grab some foam. I think usually people wrap it, but I don't have anything to wrap it with. But some foam on here. We got 2-inch on top, 1-inch on the sides, and try that. All right, same as I'm doing the last one. Give it like a 1-inch of wiggle room around so I can put that foam bat around. And using the old trusty tool. Take it off the roast beef duty today.
It works really good. Alright, so contour around the corners, and then I gotta cut in half. So that's gonna be probably the tricky part.
Okay, there we go. There's a piece. These are our 1-inch sides. 4 of those. Now, gotta pull the material around it. Yeah, that's the fun part, eh? All right, here we are, guys. Here we are. We're nearing the end of this chapter where it's got to get out of the garage pretty soon. So it's got to go to the shop. Anyway, here's the seat cushions done. I am not an upholsterer. I have learned that. I don't even know if I have the patience for it, to be honest with you. But there it is. They're in there. I just need to make the backrest yet. I've got the backrest. I just need to recover it. So that's the last thing. You know what? They're okay. They look probably better than the carpet cushions we had. So anyway, so what are we going to do today? I want to get it started. So I want to hear it run. I haven't heard it run since we first brought it home, which is back in whatever, December, November, I guess. So with that in mind, I think I want to fire it up today. Make sure we've done a lot of stuff and rewired it and have not started it since. Have not done anything. Just kind of going on a. I'm just expecting that I did everything right. I'm hoping I did everything right. So the last thing to do here, not the last thing, but the next thing, the next part, so we can get it mobile, is to change the back tires. Have not done that because if I change the back tires, I probably can't get it. If I change the back tires in here, I probably can't get it out because it may not clear the garage door. So that's going to be a bit of a problem. Anyway, let's see what we can do about firing it up and see. I'd like to hear it run. It's been a while. All right, I'm a little nervous. I'm hoping I did everything right. I mean, if I can get it started, with a starter, then I will, maybe I'll try to hand start it. You know, why not? I haven't done that yet, so. Anyway, I know I gotta adjust the brakes in the back. I got one that's dragging, one that's not dragging, so I gotta do a bit of work back there. But I am number 68 key, which is, what's that word? You guys tell me what that word is. I was born in 68, and oddly enough, key number 68 is my ignition key, so it's like it was meant to be. Is there a word for that? Yeah, there's probably a word for that. I got my temporary tank set up here. The carb has been all redone. I've got it set 1.5 turns on the adjuster. I'm going to open it up. I'm hoping I don't get any dripping because I did set it up and it was sealed up really good. So that's good. What I usually do is, like on any engine, I will crank it over to prime it. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to crank it over. I'm going to choke it. I'm going to pull it, choke it, give it some fuel, and that will, I think that's probably, man, it's good compression there. That's going to be it. I think that's got to be it. That's got to be the magic right there. Put the key on. And there goes the fuel leaking out. Where's it leaking out of? Oh, just out of the inlet. Does that mean my float is stuck? Probably. Which is not good. Means I got to pull the carb back off again. There, it's done. I probably just choked it so much that it ran out the carb inlet. The float should be fine. It's all new parts in there, all rebuilt. Yeah, that's all good. Okay. 1.5 open. Retard timing. Throttle up a bit. And it's all up on jack, so it's not going to go anywhere. Let's see what it does, huh? See what will start. Buzz coils are all new. What number are we? 68. 72. 62. 68. Will it start? Oh, almost had a free start there. You guys hear that? Okay, let's try it. I ran out of fuel actually. That runs really nice. No complaints there. I gotta check if it runs on mag yet. So that's on mag. Runs smooth on mag too, just as smooth as battery. So can we start it by hand starting it? Is that a thing? Maybe. We try it. We're going to want to start that obviously retarded. And we're going to shut that off for a second. That's going to go to battery. Can we start on battery? Hand starting. Can we do it? I did kill it by taking the fuel away, so let's charge it up again with some fuel. Let's choke it a bit. Get some fuel back in there. That should be enough. Okay, we're back on battery. And we are choked. Well, let's start. I don't hear anything buzzing. You guys don't either. There it is. I know. Runs great. been leaking some oil. Not sure where it's coming from, but I'll figure that out. I've probably got the hogshead inspection cover loose or something. So anyway, that's probably good. Let's shut her down and we'll call that a success, huh? Good enough. It's a good runner. Got no complaints about any of that. All right, on with the last piece of this puzzle. There's the backrest. So there's the original leather that was on it. It had the carpet on it again, which I think I got a picture here somewhere. Let me see if I can find it. Anyway, that's the original leather. Absolutely guaranteed that's the original leather. So, you guys have a look at that stuff. Pretty good chance that this truck was not sitting out in the weather for its whole life. Probably was in a barn somewhere. Otherwise, that would be just dust and gone. So, what's a good guess here? What is a good guess? I'm gonna say that the top portion is probably here. Bottom portion down there, just because that's crushed in a lot more. See what I mean? And it looks like what we got to do here is these clips here are holding on a top clip, a metal U clip basically runs around the whole circumference of this. So we'll take these off, take that clip off, and I believe what happens is the leather just folds around and then this top piece just kind of clamps back down on top, and that's about it as far as I can figure. Anyway, just what you wanted to see, more seats to be done. Thankfully there's only 3. Hey, but look at this. Let me check this thing out that I got here today. I got a new one. I had an old one. Maybe you guys have seen it. I had an old one, but I got a new one. Check these guys out. Aren't those cool? This was the one I had. These are like, well, this one would not be. This is just a normal, let me get you in the picture here so you can see them. This is just a normal safety or treble light. It's a Bulldog, it's brass, wood handle. I got a Edison bulb in there, kind of adds to it, I think. Pretty cool, I think. I like those. I don't see them very often. When they come up, I try to grab them if I can get a hold of them. And this other one, here's a different one. This is a, who makes this one? McGill, I think. McGill Manufacturing of Valparaiso, Indiana. So that's a vapor-proof one. It's got the glass and everything, and the brass cage, this brass cage, and this brass cage, and that's heavy duty, and that's Bakelite. Here, I'll maybe plug it in. If I had an Edison bulb that would fit in there, I'd stick it in, but I'll have to get one that'll fit. I kind of like the look of the Edison bulbs because I don't use these things for, for actual purpose. I use them for just decor, really. Anyway, that's pretty cool. What do you guys think? You guys have any of these things? You got some, send me a picture or let me know in the comments that you do, and I'd like to see them. I don't see them very often, so I think they're pretty darn cool. This one's got a little toggle. Neat stuff. Love that old stuff. I got antique fans that I've redone, and got one over there you guys have maybe seen before. And it sounds like an airplane. It's got a double. I use it in the shop here because it really cools the place off in the summer. It is an air castle. And it's got the cast aluminum propeller, which actually sounds like a helicopter or a plane. It's just chopping the windows going through. And maybe in the summer I'll fire it up and you guys can hear it. It's pretty neat deal. So that was my purchase. And I got it for 25 bucks. Guy wanted 40 and offered him 20, made him an offer. 25 is on Marketplace. But yeah, cool stuff. Those Those old lamps and old fans and old trucks. Anyway, stop having fun. Let's get on with this seat. I'm just going to clean up. I got some parts here, and you just saw them. The screen, the filter screen with the magnet, all that kind of stuff. The gaskets for the hogshead inspection cover. You know, I was just in there looking at stuff and tightening some stuff up, making some adjustments on some linkage that were loose. And anyway, scraped that gasket off, which there really wasn't much of a gasket anymore. So like it was seeping out of there pretty bad, and I had oil over the floor. So I just wanted to get this tightened up. I just happened to have one that I ordered months ago and haven't put on yet. So it was kind of the last thing not the last thing, but it wasn't high on the list. So just looking at that, I think that's supposed to be a bit of a bend in there. Must be. Anyway, I'm going to clean this all up and let's get some parts and get it in the truck too. All right, here it is. Saw me clean the cover, obviously. It's not been hours. It's been moments. Hours for me, moments for you. I believe it comes with 2 gaskets, so that one's going to go on the floor. God, I'm clumsy. Just had a procedure today. Every man should get them. Colonoscopy. Yeah, it's great. They're great fun. I may do it as a spa day once a month. I really enjoyed it. So I'm still a bit, on the drugs, a bit heavy. Anyway, I guess that one goes down. Then that one's going to go down, and that one's going to go down. Top of that, the magnet goes in there. Obviously, man, you wouldn't want that magnet to get out to there. Even kind of considering not putting it in there. And then, yeah, I guess, and that guy completes the look. So let's get in the truck. All right, that's well, there's the cover off. I did have a couple things went on. I had this pin had broke once before when I first got it. It went right to the floor, so I made up a new pin for that. I adjusted this guy quite a bit. I mean, this little L bolt here is real war. So is the hole here, and I end up having to kind of custom make this pin to take up a bit of slack, but there is a fair amount of slack either in this pedal or in the shaft. Don't know which one. I haven't taken it right off because I haven't taken this Bendix cover off. So it's one of the two, and I don't know that it makes a big difference. As long as I can put it into low. I mean, that's the main thing, right? As long as it comes back. And yeah, things are pretty wore. This could be all renewed probably. So I am back. You can see my position there. So I don't know, maybe you guys know. Can I get a light on that for you? Hold on a second. Maybe I can get a light. I don't know if I can. You guys see in there? I don't know what the normal amount of throw out of all that stuff is, of the spring, the clutch spring, but I'm gonna hope it's good. If somebody sees something crazy in there, I mean, let me know. So I don't, I'm not wondering what the hell's going on. Yeah. Everything does clamp down, as you can see. Everything seems to do what it's supposed to do. Low. What I was intending to do when I came out here tonight was adjust the brakes. Not actually take the brakes off and mess with the bands, but adjust the brake. You know, this part, the lever, not the lever, but the rods, right, to the brakes. Because I got one that when so I'm assuming that right here, roughly here, straight up and down, those tires should spin. And so right now, I can spin this one. That's free, right? But the other one is, the brake is held on. So I'm gonna have to loosen the other one off so it's the same as this one. Because obviously I don't want it to be in this position on this cam here and go into low and I got the brakes on. I mean, that's not gonna work. I mean, I think that's just common sense. That ain't gonna work out. So you guys let me know if I'm doing anything kind of crazy. Let me know. I mean, as you're coming along for the ride, you guys can kind of guide me if I'm doing something wrong. I'm just, you know, I'm not a Model T guy. I'm not a Model T mechanic. I'm just going off what I think is going to work out. Just with my very rudimentary understanding of the transmission. That, by the way, is in neutral. That's engaged. It's a 2-speed jumbo, or a two ratio jumbo, I guess. Got one in the front, one back, one in the middle is neutral. One forward is, I don't know, high maybe. So maybe I got an extra high in this truck, and maybe don't know. But when it's in neutral, the rear end is completely disconnected. I mean, that's a total disconnect there from the trans to the rear end. So I don't really know. Again, if you guys have any knowledge of the jumbos, the 2-speed jumbos, let me know. I've seen some other ones, but this is a 2-speed. So 600 weight oil, huh? I am not going to find any 600 weight oil anywhere. At best it's going to be some gear oil from my Harley, some 90 weight or something. So yeah, whatever. Okay, anyway, let's I'll blew some paint on that cover. So let's see if we can get it together. Let's get it together, kids, and we'll see if we can get that put together tonight and sealed up. I can't get out of here. I'm like stuck in here now. All right, go something like that, I guess. At the bottom of the gasket, the mid plate, top gasket, and look at this. Just look at this. Ford up there. I scraped the dirt away. I didn't even see it there before. I was wondering what this stuff was from. I don't know, some kind of casting marks. And yet another Ford mark is. You think he has something to do with building this truck or something? Crazy. Anyway, that's it sitting there. So I'm going to get this top plate on and button it up. Unless you guys can think of some reason I shouldn't. Okay, I'm waiting. I'll give you a couple minutes. Okay, that's it. I think this is where I want it set. Basically straight. I don't know. Is that the right place, guys? Straight up and down before it falls down on the face of that cam and releases into high. Basically, there would be something like that. Should be neutral, right? Or the brake should be free at that point, I think, and then fully back they should be locked up, roughly. I'll put it at that spot. That's where that arm is, straight up and down anyway. So let's go with that. Let's check the rear tires and see if we can make some adjustments there. All right, I'm nicely crammed in here to the side of the wall. Oh man, shop's getting smaller. So it looks like we got a pin and a turnbuckle here. So let's get this guy out. Just get that pin out of there. Everything I do, I just block you guys. Okay, that's that loose. So let me think here for a second. Pulling it backward moves it this way, which, see that actually, oh yeah, there we go, see that? That actually should be a nice loose wheel now because that's falling all the way back. And I'm pulling on the brakes right now. Whether you guys can see it or not, I don't know, but I'm pulling on it. See, that's why I'm changing those tires, huh? The bulbs are. I'm pulling that, so that should be loose. Let's just check on that for a second. All right, so actually, you know what? I just yanked on this rod, and there must be a cam that can go over center because I just actually yanked that and popped it the other side, and then I had no brakes. So there must be sort of kind of an eccentric in there that is able to go over center if you pull it too far. So anyway, there it is. I would like it to be right there. Basically like no drag. So to do that, I'm going to have to turn that turnbuckle, in some. So let's get back over here again, get repositioned. I'll reposition you, I'll be right back. Oh man, if there was another camera that was watching me, holy cow. Vince Ostapovich, intrepid repairman, working in the toughest locations of the world. Let's just get a little bit of give this thing a fighting chance. So we want to be basically at that point. So we need to turn this turnbuckle out that way. So first there's a locker to contend with. So let's get that off, or loosened off. It'll take a little bit of this, I think. little back and forth action just to loosen those threads up. Betcha I could stick something in there and do it this way, couldn't I? Sure I could. Again, I don't want to bust or bend anything. So we'll just kind of work it back and forth. I'm going to work it back and forth a bit, guys, and I'll be right back to you. All right, I don't know. I must have taken that probably a full, maybe 2 turns, 2.5 turns. Well, as much as that distance is there anyway. And so there we are where I wanted to be with, and that's what as free as it needs to be. I think it's the same as the other side. So let's button this up, stick a cotter key split pin back in there, and then I think we're good. And you know, of course, I'm sure I'm going to end up having these off eventually and checking the brakes and probably putting new brakes on or doing something. So, you know, there's always going to be something. I mean, look at under here. Look at the grease and stuff. I think this is the plug I got to fill up to the plug with anyway, which I think I got down in there. But, you know, everything leaks. Don't worry about it. Everything leaks. Let's get some gear oil in there. And that should take care of that. And then, I don't know, is there anything in the rear end? Check that next. Well, it's out now. I gotta try it, obviously. We gotta get them tires fixed up, but I think I should be able to limp it along. I'll tell you what, that had me smiling the whole way. Man, what a lot of fun that is. I don't know. I didn't know what I was missing, but now I do know what I was missing. It's one thing working on them. It's enjoyable, having fun, fixing them, to an extent. But what a freaking ball trying to figure out how to work this damn thing. So what I did figure is the jumbo, the neutral in the middle, one back, second one ahead, all the way back is high. So that gives me an extra high for darn sure. Because in low, like with the low foot pedal pushed ahead, it was trucking pretty good, and I didn't have it sped up yet. And then I put it into high, you know, moved the emergency brake all the way ahead, and I just had it idling. I didn't crank it up because obviously the tires, I just go clunk, 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 clunk. But it would have got out of control in a hurry, like at that speed, I'll tell you that. So obviously all the way back is high, And all the way low is real low, man. It is barely a crawl in low. So that's the stump puller gear, obviously. So good to know, figured that out. It all works great. As I kind of worked it and moved it around a bit, the transmission seemed to loosen up a lot. Like reverse was working a lot better at the end, you know. I'm not squeaking and shuddering and doing all sorts of weird crap. So reverse works great. The regular brake, the transmission band brake, worked great. I mean, great, whatever. I didn't come to a screeching halt anywhere, but everything seemed to work really well. And I can leave it sit in neutral there, which is good with the emergency brake halfway. It'll just sit there. It won't try to creep on me. So that's good. I obviously got that. I managed to set that up correctly. Somehow I figured it out. Don't know. Good news. What else? Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't run it on the mag. Stupid me. But I've tested it all, and I had the mag a little bit of, give it a little bit of, I was testing it here in the shop before, and I had it putting out like 13 volts, just with a little bit more throttle. So I don't think there's any problem with that mag. If I had it full speed on the full RPM, it would have been putting out well over 20 volts. I'm quite sure of that, so no problems there. I guess that's about it. So now, obviously, got to get these tires off, get them changed. I am facing a problem here in that I don't have enough space on this door. I may have to take off this trim board because I was like, I don't know if I was an inch from hitting that when I pushed it out. So I got to see what I can do about getting this in. And I backed it up thinking that I could probably do some work on it in reverse here at the front of the shop and leave the front of the truck at the front now because I'm basically done up there. So I'm gonna try that and see how it goes. Anyway, guys, oh, you know, why didn't I take you along for the ride? Okay, next time I'm taking you along for the ride. Okay, all right. It's a racket in there, by the way. Earplugs are probably a good thing to have when you there's a lot of stuff going on there, lots of racket, lots of rattling and gear noise and everything else. Anyway, hey guys.
Go dig a hole in the middle,
That's it.
good people.
Big smile.
Go dig a hole in the ground. Come around, all you good people, and seize it for round.